Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 169 of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
I'm the executioner Daniel
As
Trust.
I am Matthew Smith, aka the Unbreakable Spirit, and this is our second week in a row of pop culture to reset the cycle.
Yep.
So,
Today-
this week we are talking what we want out of James Gunn's DC Universe.
Okay. Matthew, I'll let you go first. What do you want for James Gunn's universe?
I just want the movie quality to be better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, something that I honestly want for James Gunn's universe is, I hope this makes sense, but I want, if there is a tone for this world, I want the tone to make sense.
Yeah. Or at least make sense for the character.
Yeah,
Like,
make sense for...
Yeah, like for example, Superman, as we've seen, it's colorful, it fits Superman. I don't want Batman to be like wearing a rainbow suit.
No, I don't want Batman
That's an
to
actual
really...
thing from the comic.
I'm fully aware. I don't want Batman to wear like a dirty. I'd be okay with either for Batman, I want either dark gray or black.
Like, yeah, I'd be okay with like a dark gray and a nice deep navy blue for Batman.
Yeah. The one thing I want for Batman, real quick, just one thing. I want the criminals of this universe, of this version of Gotham, a Batman that has been around for decades at this point, to be... I want a presence of Batman where if you see that symbol or see him, you're more of shit.
Yeah, we want a Batman where the criminals are like, we should run.
Yeah. Another thing I want for James Gunn's universe isn't just, tone-wise, but I also want you to don't just, roll us into the universe, because I want you to, this is, I find really important, explore the history of said universe. Don't just throw us the middle into the deep end and have us try to figure out, hey, what's canon? What's not canon? What hasn't happened? What has happened? Tell me what has happened in this universe.
Yeah. Which, full disclosure, I think that's kind of the problem with doing a third act of his career, Batman.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what led him to this point. Well,
We know
okay,
nothing.
since Damien is gonna be in the movie, or at least it's speculated that he is, we
Yeah,
kind of know what led him to that point, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Damien, yeah. But we just don't know if it's Damian Wayne being first introduced or a Damian Wayne that has been a thing for a few years.
That's fair. And on the note of the Bat family, I want more members of it.
Great.
Like, Brave and the Bold, which is coming out in a few years, is the perfect movie to set up the Bat family. You can have Nightwing, you can have Batgirl, you can have Red Hood, you can have Red Robin.
Yeah. I think what you're saying is you want the Bat family to exist, but you also want to be hey, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, this has not happened.
Yeah, it would also give them options to expand their universe more, and have the Bat family being a thing allows more movies and more characters, and allows this universe to feel more fleshed out.
Yeah.
That is something else I want. I want this universe to feel like a universe.
Yeah. What I want is, okay, look, if somebody, let's say someone hasn't watched the first season of Creature Commandos, and they just want to see and they only want to see the new Superman movie in a few months. I want you to be hey, this has happened in this show, so you can go watch said thing.
Yeah, I know,
connection.
Yeah, I know I've said on here that I'm a casual MCU fan. That is not the case for DC Comics.
Yeah, if you want to be like, look, if you want like, for example, if I had like a Batman show and I was connecting it to a Superman movie, I would want to be like, hey, this thing happened over here, so you can go watch that thing.
Yeah. The easiest way to get from point A to point B is a straight line.
Yeah. And what I also want you to explain is I don't want this world to feel like, okay, like, I need to know, like, okay, who is thinking? Some things I want for this universe, because that's the theme of this episode, is I want to see, like, okay, who exists? What has happened? You know, who are the founding members of the Justice League? Is the Justice League
Well,
a thing?
the Justice League, from what I've heard, is not a thing in chapter 1.
Okay, that makes no sense, but also makes sense. Something okay, I'll see one more thing here. One thing I want is, I want James Gunn, this is, I find really important I say this, I want James Gunn to bring villains that have not been brought in ever through the big screen and bring those dudes or girls to the big screen.
Yeah.
Like, hey, James, if you're gonna bring out weird characters that no one has ever heard of, there are so many Batman villains, so many Batman. You could bring out the Continent King and make him an actual villain.
Yeah. And I want to see, like, characters that we've already seen get a new interpretation. Like, let's be real. Uma Thurman, she was good for her Poison Ivy's universe. But I want to see what a modern day eco-terrorist Poison Ivy would be like.
Yeah. I want to, look, if you have like Aquaman, I want to see, like, what's the difference between this and the other version?
You mean aside from the fact that Jason Momoa is playing Lobo?
Yeah. Good choice. Like, okay, like, look, something I want is that if you're gonna like cast somebody, whether like, okay, like if you're gonna like bring out like, okay, alright, I want you to not just like, I want your lore in your universe to make sense. Be consistent with with the world and the look. Because if you have a lore, stick to the whatever lore you're building. Don't change the lore to something else while you're already building up in your lore.
Yeah, for sure.
What else? What is something you want?
Something I want is I want to see heroes that haven't been on the big screen, to be honest. The Emerald Archer, Green
Yeah,
Arrow, and Black Canary, pretty much. Like them, I
yeah.
definitely want to see.
The character I like,
Well, and I know Black Canary's been on the big screen, but she hasn't been with her
boyfriend.
emerald clad boyfriend.
Yeah, okay. Something I want for this world is whatever, like, and I know I said something about like the tone, but it's just, let's talk about Layla. What I want for Batman is I don't want people to think it's just Batman. I want people to think, I want Batman to feel like an entirely different thing from his Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I get what you're saying with that. You want the separation between the mask and the person be
Yes. So,
clear.
yeah, be like, yes. Hell, that's even the same for like for Clark, you know?
Yeah, and ironically, the mask for Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
So he's wearing a mask by not wearing a mask.
it makes sense when you think about it.
Sorta.
Yeah, okay. Okay, here's something I want for the James Gunn universe is if you have like a character or something major's happened on some sort of like,
Oh, by
let's
the way,
get
just so you know, don't worry. I have the timer going.
good. Okay, okay. Something that I think the James Gunn universe desperately needs, and that is, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, yes, can make us actually care about the heroes, but also, if you're making a villain, make me and I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but make me hate them.
Yeah.
I want to watch a movie and actually be rooting for the bad guy. I want, like,
Unless it's a Suicide Squad movie.
yeah, sure. If it's a Suicide Squad movie, cool. But if it's not a Suicide Squad movie, or make me not want to root for the villain. I don't want to do that. I want to root for the hero, not the villain.
Yeah, I
And
get what you're saying.
like for Lex Luthor, this version of Lex, I want this version of Lex Luthor to be the kind of version where you're just like, hey, yeah, that's something I want for like, okay,
I
all
get what
right,
you're saying.
yeah, all right. What's another thing you want?
Another thing I want is, and this might sound weird, but I want the Gunverse to at some point explore the multiverse. Like have have James Gunn's be Earth 1 and have like Earth 2 be, I don't know, people are clamoring for the Snyderverse, just make that part of the DC multiverse.
Yeah,
That way they can finally get over the fact that Henry Cavill got recast.
and also, maybe I mean, like, I know like, the Arrowverse is Earth Prime Milk. Make the Arrowverse part of your multiverse.
Yeah, I mean,
Get
to be
real.
fair, Grant Gustin has said that if James Gunn wanted him to be the Scarlet Speedster again, he would do it.
Okay, here's something I want, and this is just like I want to make this like crystal clear. This is that if you're having like two superpowered beings, like Superman fight Lobo, I want some destruction instead fight scene.
I mean, the Snyderverse was good at that. Just look at the fight in Metropolis during Man of Steel.
Exactly.
Or that poor IHOP that Pete Ross worked at.
Yeah, just be like,
I am so fired. I wish Pete had said that, to be honest.
okay. Something I want, or okay, I agree. I want characters that bring, give me different characters that don't that other universes haven't used and use that version of say character. Hell, don't just use like other DC villains. Create villains. Be creative.
Yeah, and maybe they'll pull a, if I'm thinking correctly, what I call Harley Quinn, but it's more accurately called a King Tut, which
Yeah,
is where they first appear on a TV show or movie and then get put into the comic.
yeah,
It happened with King Tut, it happened with Harley Quinn, and it happened with John Diggle.
yeah. Okay, here's something I
And
think that
technically, it happened with Emily Beth Richards' version of Felicity Smoke, but Felicity was already a comic character before she appeared on Arrow.
also there's two more Harvey Bullock
Right, Harvey
and
Bullock and Renee Montoya.
yeah, okay. Something I think like this James Gordon universe really
You mean
needs.
James Gunn? We're not
Sorry,
talking
James.
about Commissioner Gordon, dude.
Okay, okay. But what I want for whether it be Commissioner Gordon is I want to see like if you show me like your version of of whatever like Gotham or Metropolis is, I want you to explore the history of said city. I want to explore the history of not just the world you're making. I want James Gunn to explore the history of said city.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I want something else you want.
Something I want is like, and this is for any character to be honest, I want an expanded rogues gallery. Like, I don't want every Superman movie for the villain to be Lex Luthor.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
give us a movie where Parasite is the main villain.
yeah. Give us a
Give
movie.
us a proper live action Death of Superman.
Yeah. 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 Give us that like hell. How much Hollow be a thing?
Yeah, and for Batman, obviously, we don't know who the first villain is gonna be because Brave and the Bold isn't coming out till like what 2027 or something.
Probably.
But like, I don't want the stereotypical "oh, Joker's the first villain." No, give me someone different.
And like, okay, look, I just want to say this right now. If this is a movie where Damian Wade is being introduced, because this is important, if Damian Wade is being introduced, I want the League of Assassins, whether it be Talia or Raish, to
Or
be the
both.
villain. Or both to be the villain of the movie.
Yeah, and also that goes in with the Bat Family. Like, give us Tim Drake in that movie. Have Batman the Brave and the Bold start with Tim Drake, and later Damian becomes Robin.
Yeah, yeah, because, and don't just have like, and okay, I'm gonna say this right now, and I think you know what I'm about to, I'm just gonna say it is, set after the Joker, like, don't do like Joker, Penguin. I don't want like, like the usual Joker, Penguin, Bane, Poison Ivy. I want different villains.
Yeah, and to be fair, like us saying the League of Assassins, they were the villains of two Batman movies in the Nolan verse.
Yeah, but the only reason I'd be okay with the League of Assassins is because of Damien.
Yeah, and Damian
So,
wasn't even a thing in those two other movies.
exactly. Okay? Here's something I want is, I don't want this universe to feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, feel realistic.
Yeah, it's a comic book universe,
Right,
people.
that's it out the window.
We want it. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. We want the universe to be goofy, even the Batman movie that's happening in it.
I mean,
Like,
you can have
even if
bad,
it's some anime slice of life comedy stuff.
you can have this movie be as dark and gritty as you want. Just, if it's just a suggestion, have Alfred be the comic relief.
Or if Dick Grayson is in it, have him be the comic.
Yeah. I don't mind if you make it lighthearted, but it's just like,
I'm not saying like the action set pieces and the parts where the actor is Batman be lighthearted. I'm saying like the stuff during the daytime with Bruce Wayne be lighthearted.
okay, something I want is, I want a good casting for,
You want good casting for what?
sorry, I
For
said I want,
Batman.
yes, I want a good casting for Batman. I'll take either Alan Richardson, the guy that plays Reacher, or Jason Ackles.
For the record, people, he means Jensen Ackles, the voice of
Yeah,
him from the Tomorrowverse. I would
yes.
take either the guy that played Hawk in Titans, who is Alan. If DC wanted me to be hooked, call up Kevin Porter, the guy from Bat in the Sun, or Jensen Ackles. If Jensen can get in Batman shape.
Considering I heard what he did to get into the shape for Soldier Boy and the Boy, yeah, I can do it.
Alright? That just means I need to watch The Boys, I guess.
Yeah, something okay. Something that I want for this world is, I want the tone of this world to make, what's the word I'm looking for?
Then,
Yeah, I want the tone to make some goddamn sense.
you are making me censor so much and you wonder why this isn't monetized.
But yeah, I want the story to make, also, I want the storyline of the movie to make sense. I want the plot of whatever movie you're doing to make sense.
Yeah, like an example of a plot of a movie that didn't make sense is arguably the worst of the Schumacher films, Batman and Robin. Because someone who wanted to make the world green was working with someone who wanted to freeze the entire world.
Huh?
How does that work? It doesn't.
Yeah, okay, like something like another example of something I want for the James Gunn world is I want not just like Batman or Robin or Nightwing or whoever. If it's Batman and you're jumping all the way to okay, look, if you're talking about Batman in general, what I want for him is I want me to know, me as the fan, to know, okay, what has happened to Batman?
Yeah, this is the one movie where I would be okay with like Batman flashbacks. So we know, okay, he's been through Richard, he's been through Jason, he's been through Tim, and now he's got Damien.
Because I've heard James Gunn said, he's not doing an origin. Fine, cool, great.
Yeah, we've heard the origin like 10,000 times at this point.
Cool, yeah, sure. But if you're jumping all the way to Damien, like, I need to know, like, hey, what has this Batman been through in the past 20, like, let's say this Batman's been active for like 20 something years. What happened?
Yeah, give us world building. That
Yeah,
is what we are saying. World, do you wonder why the MCU was so successful for so long? They built up their world during their movies.
they put
DC
up,
needs to do that.
yeah, Marvel built their world up so much that they're exploring the multiverse.
Yeah, I'm not saying DC needs to do that immediately because the multiverse is not a part of Gods and Monsters, but in future chapters, explore it.
Yeah, explore the character's lore. More important.
Yes,
The reason I was saying you need to explore Batman's history is because I don't know what this Batman's been through. If you just jump all the way, like, this movie starts with Damien and you just focus on him, I'm not gonna know, like, hey, what has this Batman been to?
yeah. Don't end up in a new 52 DCAMU situation where you only have Nightwing and Damien.
Yeah, what's the thing you want for this world?
Something I want is and I don't know if DC's gonna do this, but for lesser known characters, even if they don't get a movie, give us like a TV show or something.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
would
worked.
watch the heck out of a Martian Manhunter TV show because I don't know much about him.
Yeah, I think it worked for the Penguin, it can work for anybody.
Yeah,
That's just proven, like, yeah, if the Penguin can get a show and it be successful in the first season, you're gonna have something here. Okay, one thing I don't want, I gotta say this, what Matt Reeves is doing, this is important I get this up in my system because I need to say this. I don't want James Gunn to go anywhere near the Matt Reeves Batman.
yeah, they said that Matt Reeves is doing his own thing. It's like a different universe.
I've heard rumors of that stuff, and I'm just like, it would make no sense.
James Gunn will not touch the Reeves verse. You're okay.
Yeah, I know, that is just, I know. I had to publicly say,
James Gunn and Peter Safran have pretty much confirmed that they are letting Matt Reeves do his own thing.
okay, okay. Here's something else I want. I want the course over this universe, Superman or any other character, I want their suit to change
Yeah,
over
how
time.
they evolve over time. We're not meaning like a different suit every movie.
No.
Yeah, that was one thing that I think hurt the Nolanverse because the suit would change, but it would look practically the same every movie.
Yeah.
But like you're starting off with a Superman suit with the Kingdom Come emblem, except with yellow instead of black.
Yeah.
And let's face it, for Batman, we probably at least want one suit with the yellow oval. I know at
Yeah.
least I do.
One thing I want is, I don't want, and we discussed it probably, is that whatever the bat signal is, I just want that to be whatever logo you choose for the bat signal. That's it.
Yeah, make the first make the suit, like, obviously, we're gonna see the Batcave at some point, and he's probably gonna have different suits in glass cases. Make the first suit he wore have the same emblem as the bat signal. And with that said, in 5 seconds, we have to move into final thoughts. Two, one. Shut up, timer. Alright, so do you want to do final thoughts first, or should I? You know what? I feel like final thoughts might not be necessary. I'm just. Thank you for joining us. Follow us on our socials. We'll be back next week with the prediction battle. If you want to try talking without your headphones, by all means.